Gemini, welcome to your December read. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot. This is a reading for December, and I am focusing on two questions primarily for all the readings for December. I'm going to use the Modern Witch Tarot Guide here. We're going to ask first that the universe give us some guidance for Gemini around what gifts does the universe have for Gemini in December? And the second question is, what can you work on as far as being a better receiver? Because a lot of us have trouble receiving gifts, right? We're pretty good at giving them, not so great at receiving them. So I'm just asking the universe to give us a little guidance around how we are supposed to get better at that. How do we get better at receiving? And let's take a look. We'll also do some clarifying with one of the smaller card decks, and we'll pull a few other cards at the end to just get a general set of guidance for us from the universe for December. Sorry, I'm trying to get away from the glare here so you can see all the cards there. I think that's better. So the first gift is the ability to conserve our resources. This card can often feel like a constriction, sort of taking all of our toys and going home, being very careful with all of our resources, not sharing, not being as open and giving. But I think there's a wisdom in that. The gift of that is that you feel secure. You feel like you have the resources you need at your disposal. So you're not maybe out there expanding and growing. You're not risking for reward, but you are secure, and that's a gift to feel that way. So that's your first gift from the universe. Your second is in the Seven of Swords, and this is resourcefulness. This sometimes gets a bad rap, this card, as being, trickery, deception, sneaking away with all the swords in the middle of the night, manipulating others and taking what they have. But what I would like to highlight for you in this is the aspect of this card that is learning how to use tact and diplomacy. So it may feel a little deceptive sometimes when we have to choose our words carefully, when we have to speak and communicate in a diplomatic fashion, in a less than direct way. That can feel a little bit less than honest, but it's actually quite a gift to be able to speak diplomatically, to express ourselves and our position, to further our side of a negotiation by being tactful. So that is one of the gifts that the universe wants to give you, is that ability to communicate in a way that allows you to get what you want through subtle coercion instead of brute force. How you feel about that, whether you feel that that's tricky or not, it is quite a useful skill to have in this world. Death reversed is your third gift. Death in reverse is fear of change. Death in reverse is holding on to something that needs to end. Death in reverse is stagnation. And how is that a gift? Let's think about that for a little bit. We may need to clarify that. But I think that being in that state where you are afraid of change and that fear leads to you holding on to something to the point that it becomes stagnant, can be a very educational experience. It can allow you to see why that isn't helpful or healthy. That can allow you to see where that fear isn't serving you, right? Some fears are quite useful because they keep us safe, but most of our fears are unfounded or overblown. And so this Death in Reverse gift for you is a gift of perception, a gift of perspective shift. It's allowing you to step back from yourself and see where this fear of change is impacting your life negatively. So the gifts that you're getting in December, none of them, you know, on the surface look all that appealing, but what you have here is a veritable buffet of personal growth. You have here the ability to learn how to have some tact and diplomacy, which will get you quite far without having to strong arm your way through anything. You have the gift of feeling secure, even if that is because you have constricted your life a bit and pulled your resources back in. Excuse me. And you have the ability to step outside yourself and see where your fears are not serving you. So those are pretty good gifts. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Give me just a moment, and we will go on to the question below. All right, Gemini. So you have now in the question of how do you become a better receiver, right? A lot of us struggle with that. A lot of us are not so comfortable. We're really much more comfortable giving. There can be a million different reasons for that. But let's look here. So the Wheel of Fortune means everything is always changing. This is the cycles of life. You don't control this. No person controls this. This is the universe, spirit, destiny, fate, whatever you want to call it. This wheel is always turning. When it's in the upright, it generally means it's turning in your favor. So perhaps you've been quite fortunate. And if you've been quite fortunate, there may be nothing that you particularly need that you haven't gotten for yourself. So when someone gives you a gift, it may be something you already have, and then you don't really express much gratitude, or you don't express much excitement or much joy in the giving, and because of that, you're sort of blocked. The key there is to see the gift for what it's meant to be, not what it actually is, right? When we are given a gift, when someone chooses to make us the recipient of a gift, it's generally a piece of their heart that they're giving us, right? It's affection that prompts them to give you the gift. It's the affection. It's the fact that they care for you in some capacity that is prompting them to give you a gift that is the real gift. It's the connection. It's the human connection that is the true gift, not whatever physical thing may be handed to you. And so to remember always that it doesn't matter if you already have one, whatever this physical thing is. What matters is that this person has given you a piece of their heart. And that is the thing to focus on. And I think if you focus on the love, if you focus on the giving as opposed to what is given, you will be a better receiver. The Four of Cups here is kind of a boredom. Like it kind of goes along with this one, really. I've got so many options already, and here someone else is trying to give me another one just like the other ones I have. And why would I get excited about that? Look, why would I get excited about that cup that the cloud's trying to hand me? I'm so over it, right? Love her sweatshirt. I've already got 3 cups. Look, they're all exactly the same. I'm so bored, I don't even want to look at my phone. That's what this person is saying, right? And so it's the same idea. You're not grateful. You're not receiving graciously the gift because you're looking at the cup and you're thinking the cup is the gift. But it's not the cup that's the gift. It's that heart behind the cup. That's what you need to focus on. And I think that if you shift your perspective in that way, you will really be a much better receiver. Justice is next, and this is fairness, balance. This is clarity about the truth of the matter. This can be, impartial, a need to be impartial in your decision making. So maybe you feel like you can't open and receive a gift from one person because then you'd have to receive a gift from another person, and that doesn't seem fair, or there's something about it you don't want that gift from that person. You may feel that it's not fair that you keep getting gifts and some other people don't have gifts. That sort of guilt about having a lot of resources sometimes can get in the way of us receiving what people are trying to give us. It's not a finite source, right? The universe is infinite. There's enough for everyone. You receiving the gifts that are being offered to you doesn't preclude someone else from receiving the gifts that are being offered to them. Let's do just a little bit of clarifying on the gifts themselves. Any further guidance on the gifts for Gemini for December? Just the one card. This is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This can be living beyond your means, reckless spending. It can be false success. So I see that as a clarifier in that all of the gifts you got were sort of like learning good lesson type of gifts. And this could say that, this could be clarifying that you're being conservative because you've been spending too much money lately. It could also be saying that there's something about overspending that is leading to your fear of change, that is fueling that fear, that is fueling that need to be diplomatic. It doesn't really clarify much for me, but maybe that means something to you. Let's take a quick look here at how to be a better receiver. Are there any clarification cards for that? Oh my goodness, that's a lot of cards. All right. So if you can be a better receiver, then you have this Ten of Pentacles energy coming in. This is, everything. This is wonderful abundance. This is, legacy wealth, culmination, inheritance. It's a period of ongoing contentment and physical, financial security. That could be fueling this. You may be in this space, and you may feel, because you're in this space, that there really isn't anything else that you could possibly want or need. I have a whole bunch of cards here that came out as well. The Sun, the Ten of Cups in reverse. So the Sun was also in reverse. That's sort of a sadness, the Sun in reverse. In the Ten of Cups in reverse is kind of it's domestic disharmony. It's dreams that didn't come true, or did but then ended, were shattered, a broken home. Not really great energy there. There is some disappointments perhaps that are fueling your inability to receive. We have the Strength card in reverse as well. That is self-doubt, insecurity, weakness. You may feel you are not worthy of gifts. Maybe you have a lot of physical items, but you've been wasteful, and so you don't think that you deserve gifts. You still deserve gifts. You still deserve to be open and to receive what is offered to you. The Six of Pentacles is about generosity, sharing with others what you have to share. Maybe that's part of your healing, is in sharing with others. It is a great season to donate to charity. Maybe that would make you feel more open to receiving if you give 3 of these cups away, so you only have 1. Then you might appreciate another one being given to you, right? The Seven of Swords is your final card here, which is this card here, right? It's just the same card coming out again, learning how to be diplomatic. So maybe if you don't feel grateful, you could learn how to say thank you in a way that appears that you are grateful, right? Until you get to a place where you can actually feel gratitude. Let's take a look at the Enchanted Map Oracle. I'm going to pull one of these for you, Gemini. Just general guidance for December for Gemini. You have number 48, wishing well. 48 may mean something to you. 4 and 8, 12 is 3. A 3 energy, which is first steps, growth of something, development of something. 48. Just look it up in the book. Oh, I have hiccups. Pardon me. Desire is the sacred impulse for life. Feel it, but let go of all attachment to ownership. Desire is the most important impulse for creating life. Now you're seeing the relationship between desire and inspiration. And sensing that moment of truth, when you feel the inception of new life, it is an aha moment when everything makes sense. Perhaps you recognize a soulmate, or are conceiving a baby or an idea. The Wishing Well card awakens you to the presence of unseen forces that enable new beginnings. Divine intelligence activates the field of possibilities where new life is co-created in a magical way. Neither you nor anyone else can know how or why this happens. It just does. To that end, you can't control the process of growth. Rather, you must step aside to be a channel for higher forces and relinquish any attachment to how this new creature should appear, or this new creation should appear, or when. Form your intention and take action by dropping the coin into the wishing well, and then trust in spirit. Prepare to be amazed. So, my instinct here is, what do you mean I can't control growth? Of course I can control the growth. I'm creating this thing. I can set a plan, but only to a certain point, Gemini. You may be creating something new in December, and if so, what Spirit is saying is you can set the plan, you can set the intention, you can make the wish. You can't control every aspect of how it develops, and you need to be okay with that. That could be also part of your learning how to be a better receiver. The universe is going to create from your wish some outcome, some creation, a gift, and you need to be okay with not controlling every aspect of how it develops. You have the Faeries Oracle, Nellis the Alchemist. I'm going to have to look that up in the book because I can never read. But it's number 27. In case that number is relevant, that's a 9. Integration, a return to self. Number 27. Let's look you up in the book. Oh, it's running away from me. Nellis the Alchemist. Inner transformation and irrevocable change. When Nellis turns up in your reading, get ready for things to happen, inwardly and outwardly. The stuck become unstuck, the blocked begin to move. You may have to run to keep up with the speed at which the situation around you is moving. You may also be surprised by the direction things and you are taking. You may find your plans, even your desires and dreams, changing as the transformative process takes place. It might not have been in your plans, but later on you will look back and say, wow, it wasn't what I expected, but it was just what I needed. When we have been through such an alchemical process, we can never go back to what we were before, which is probably just as well. So that's I don't know, Gemini, that's a little bit concerning, isn't it? Some dramatic change from which you cannot return. You're really going through a lot of change in December, which, you know, lines up pretty well with these gifts that are coming to you through lessons, through learning more about yourself, through inner growth. You're really shifting really shifting a lot this month, Gemini. It could be quite an exciting, unexpected and exciting adventure for you as you start to solidify who you are as that wheel of fortune rolls forward. I'm going to pull one of these, last thing we're going to do today, which is The Universe Has Your Back is the name of the deck. It's affirmations, I guess, mainly. True healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. Damn, huh? True healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. So I know this word gets overused these days, but what triggers you? What is it that makes you feel uncomfortable? What is it that makes you anxious, nervous, angry? What is it that sets you off? And when that happens, be curious. Inquire within yourself, what is causing that? What is the feeling that I'm having that's making me feel this way? 2121 just came up on the clock, in case that means something to some of you. That finding a way to feel whatever feeling is below that reaction is really where the healing lies. And you have such great energy around you for healing in December. It's quite exciting, actually. I hope that it is a good month for you. I know that this can be exhausting work sometimes. This level, this intensity of personal growth all in 1 month could be quite a bit. So get your rest, drink your water, right? Be kind to you, and good luck with this. I would love to hear some feedback from some of you after December and see how this went for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your support of the channel, for the likes, shares, and subscribes. It means a lot to me. It really does. I'm thinking about doing some, look forward to 2020 videos at the end of this month. So not January monthlies, but something before that. So watch for those. I want to take a sort of a deep dive into some other bigger questions that I haven't had time to cover yet. And of course the weeklies will be coming out. So we'll see you in one of those videos. Thanks again for being here. Blessings.